Joe Flacco has been traded from the Cleveland Browns to the Cincinnati Bengals. We know Dylan Gabriel is QB1 in Cleveland, but who's QB2? And does the coach or the owner make that decision? Baseball playoffs are in full swing. We are going to make our picks for the World Series. And if my father is right, will it be the least watched World Series of all time? And speaking of my father, my dad finally comes back down to earth with picks guaranteed to go wrong. I'm going to brag on that. And then we're going to make our picks for next week. That and more coming up on Sports Talk with Dad right now. Welcome back to Sports Talk with Dad. As always, my name is Kyle, and I cannot call this Sports Talk with Dad without the man sitting next to me. A man who has finally come back down to earth, my dad, Tim.
I was 64-32 last year.
Not this year, my friend.
Not this week. This was a rough week for me.
We are going to save that to the end, but I will say I am officially a hater of the Rams. I finally picked the Rams to win one, and they lose. I'm over the Rams. I'm tired of. We're not picking any more Rams games.
Oh, we are.
We are not picking any more Rams games. I'm over it.
As a matter of fact, we're picking one this week.
This is why you don't leave him in charge of those type of things. But we have other things to talk about, starting with the baseball playoffs. My Chicago Cubs have been in rough shape, but I think they can win it.
No.
I don't. Craig Counsell is doing exactly what he's always done, caving in the playoffs.
Now they're playing today in Wrigley.
They are.
They probably are going to win today. The wind is blowing in, but the Brewers aren't going to sweep them, I don't think.
I think the Cubs are going to get one in Wrigley. I don't think they're going to get two.
Well,
I don't think this goes back to Milwaukee.
It better be today that they get the one.
Well, obviously. Obviously, I think they're going to win today.
This has been a great playoffs. I mean, it's been fun to watch.
It's been great to see the teams in the playoffs this year. The Blue Jays are in it. The Mariners, the Tigers are in it. The Brewers are in it. These are new teams we're not used to seeing deep in the playoffs.
Not this deep. You still have the Dodgers and the Phillies.
Yep.
And the Yankees are still there. But the Yankees.
And the Cubs.
They're
a perennial playoff team now.
But the Yankees are relying on the long ball. I don't think they get past Toronto.
I don't either. Okay, let's make the pick. ALCS, right. Who do you got? We got the Brewers and Cubs. Brewers are up 2-0. Cubs, as of right now, are winning. And then we got the Phillies and Dodgers. Dodgers are up 2-0 right now. They play tonight.
I think it's going to be Milwaukee and L.A.
I agree. I think L.A. is going to sweep the Phillies tonight. They're at home. They're gonna sweep the series. The Brewers, I think, are going to win in 4. Who do you got for the AL?
Toronto.
Okay.
And
goes back to Seattle.
Yeah, I think the Mariners are the better team, especially at home. I think the Mariners are going to get there. And then I think Toronto goes to the World Series.
I think the Tigers.
You think Tigers are going to win in Seattle?
I do.
Okay.
I think the Tigers are going to win it. And then I also think Toronto is going to beat the Tigers. I think the Toronto Blue Jays are going to the World Series this year.
NL, who do you got?
Brewers, Dodgers, I think is going to be the NLCS.
Hard to pick against LA.
Would I like to see the Brewers and Blue Jays go to the World Series? Yeah, nobody would watch it.
MLB is praying real hard against that.
I mean, it will be the least watched World Series since Chicago-Houston, the White Sox versus the Astros.
Look, I'd love to see it. The Brewers have been unbelievable this year. They've got the best record in baseball. They're a complete team.
There's no way they beat the Dodgers. It will be Dodgers, Blue Jays, World Series. Dodgers win it all again.
I want to pick with my heart. Because this is one time, if the Brewers get to the World Series for the second time in their history, I want them to get there and win.
Cubs fan, right? Not a big Brewers fan. The 82 team doing that changed my mind. I am a secret Brewers fan from at least that team. This being Yuke's year, I'd love to see the Brewers win it all.
Oh, and there's been so much that's happened.
We don't have enough.
Hand of Uke has come down.
Yeah,
I worry about having enough power against the Dodgers. But I'm going to go with my heart, and Milwaukee's going to be playing Toronto in the World Series.
It could happen. It's not going to. The Dodgers are way too stacked. It is David versus Goliath all the way.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Goliath is just, they don't have the slingshot power.
Milwaukee swept the Dodgers in the regular season, which means absolutely nothing.
It means nothing.
Especially in the NLCS. I mean,
Dodgers have also been there before.
Yes.
It's a team that was just there last year. And you're going up against Shohei Ohtani.
Freddie Freeman
is on. I mean, it's just stacked team versus a Brewers team that, I mean, what's the difference in their payroll?
I mean, it's almost like the USA versus Soviet Union in 1980.
You're saying that because USA won and you want to see the Brewers win.
No, I'm just saying, it's just, I would love to see it. But I mean, you got the Dodgers who have paid a fortune for their team. Brewers, they paid some players, but they're not anywhere near the Dodgers category. They're a small market team. I'm going with my heart. I want to see the Euchre from on heaven above bring his team to a World Series championship.
It would not surprise me to see the one team in the AL I think that is totally out of it is the Yankees. I think they're done. They've run out of juice. They're dealing with too many injuries. They're out of it.
Look, Judge had his moment last night.
He did.
But I can't see it.
I don't think the Yankees win tonight. I think the Blue Jays win on the road, and that'll be the end of it. The Dodgers will win tonight. The Brewers will beat the Cubs. I do think the Tigers are going to win. I'm sticking with it. It is Dodgers Blue Jays World Series.
And as much as I try not to go with my heart, even against the Pack when I'm picking Packer games, I'm going to go with the Brewers beating Goliath. They're going to have the slingshot. They're going to take them down. Go to the World Series.
If they beat the Dodgers, okay? Will they have enough gas left in the World Series to compete with any of the American League teams?
They are so young, they'll be on adrenaline. I mean, they're still able to play until 3 a.m. and get up for a 9 o'clock workout or something.
Maybe.
I don't know.
All right, we need to talk football now. Something major happened. Joe Flacco has been traded to the Cincinnati Bengals with a 6th-round pick for a 5th-round pick.
Before we get into that, this has happened one other time in the history of professional football. Do you know when?
Yes, because you told me before the show.
Okay, good. It's not how you're supposed to play that. Play along with me. So it happened in 1962. Jack Kemp, who played for the Chargers, he beat the Titans. So we're talking way back in the day. They weren't even the Jets yet. And then was traded to Buffalo and then went on to beat them again.
Anybody my age or younger, the Titans was the name of the Jets. This isn't the Tennessee Titans. This is the New York Titans who became the Jets.
I know why the Browns did this, and I know why the Bengals are doing this. They got to have somebody.
You need some stopgap to try and stop the bleeding. I'm nervous for the Packers. Joe Flacco has this way of, our offense just needs to show up. I know we're going to talk about it later when we're making our picks, but man, I wish he wasn't I just wanted to get a chance at Browning. Like, why can't we have one game where it's just like, you know what?
Wait a minute. Flacco's going to have 3 days. Yes, he's going to start Sunday.
Yeah, I've seen Baker Mayfield do something in 3 days, and it revived his career.
He wasn't 40 years old.
He wasn't. The only thing that's where I think the Packers are going to destroy the Bengals, even with Joe Flacco, is that offensive line is terrible, and we have one of the best defensive lines in the league.
Micah Parsons is going to be licking his chops because he needs to make a statement. And I think that whole defense was embarrassed against the Cowboys.
The Bengals are going to completely refresh. I can see them firing the GM, firing the coach.
He's got the same owner, though, so it's going to be the same weak offensive line.
Packers it's the GM that's making the weak offensive line. You spend money on 2 wide receivers, which is dumb to do. Why would you do that? You ignore the offensive line. You ignore the defense. You pick a fight with your best defensive player. It's just a poorly run organization. The GM's going to lose his job. The coach is going to lose his job, rightfully or not.
And until the owner goes, it'll be just a rewind of what they've got right now.
Most likely. And Joe Burrow's career's in trouble at this point. Joe Flacco is simply a stopgap. I do not think he's the starting quarterback by the end of the season.
Oh, God, no.
Why would you trade for Joe Flacco, though, instead of like a Jameis Winston?
I don't know. I would have reached out and tried to get Winston. We
Maybe
talked
they
about it
did.
last week, and maybe they did. I don't know.
This just seems, of all the quarterbacks that are on the trade block, a really weird one to trade for.
Because he's not mobile. He's behind a line that is going to force him to be mobile.
Right.
But I've got a bigger question.
Yep.
What does this do to the other team involved in this trade? You've got Cleveland sitting there. Dylan Gabriel's number one. The coach and the owner are not in the same page about Shedeur Sanders.
Well, clearly.
At all.
Clearly. I've been saying this since the beginning of the season. Like, I called this whole thing. I said there's going to be a fight. I said Kevin Stefanski is possibly going to be fired before Thanksgiving. And you laughed at me for that. The comments laughed at me for that.
Hard.
And it's very, very true. There's this clear fight. Joe Flacco was traded to give Shedeur a chance here. And he's going with Gabriel, and he will make Bailey Zappi quarterback too before this is all said and done.
So you think the owner made the Flacco trade?
I think the owner made the Flacco trade.
And Dylan Gabriel's number one.
Dylan Gabriel's number one. And if Shedeur's not number two,
oh my God, Haslam's going to lose his mind.
Absolutely lose his mind. He wants Shedeur Sanders to play. And Stefanski wants nothing to do with him. I said that was not a Stefanski pick because no coach in their right mind would draft two quarterbacks, especially one in the third and one in the fifth, somebody who could have been a first-round pick.
I will say this. I was impressed with Dion because, of course, he was asked about this. And he goes, you know what? I've got enough to worry about here. I don't know what's going on there. I'm sure they've got a handle on it. And he walked away. That was the right answer.
Correct.
And that's what he should have been doing back on draft night.
Correct. He can't help himself.
He's primetime. He can't. But I think that Sanders has the most talent between him and Gabriel. Gabriel's a small guy, like a
5'11",
just like Bryce Young. And Sanders has the tools, but Stefanski's not going to work with him.
I don't think so. I don't think he wants anything to do with them. I think Bailey Zappi's going to be quarterback too. I think they're going to continue to lose, and it will cost Kevin Stefanski his job before the end of the season.
Win, lose, or draw. I think Stefanski is gone at the end of the year, and it's too bad because he's a really good head coach.
I just don't understand why you drafted Shedeur in the first place. I don't.
Who drafted him?
Haslam.
Think about it. There you go. There's your answer. A guy with billions of dollars, and this is his toy, and he saw something shiny, and he wants the shiny thing.
It's the same guy that drafted every other quarterback.
Exactly.
This was just
There's a cluster in Cleveland.
I think Shedeur could be really, really good. I do. Dylan Gabriel surprised me. He played really well for a first-time starter.
Look,
didn't look like the height bothered him at all.
He's very smart. He's mobile.
Yep.
He's got a good arm. He's got the tools.
Yeah.
I think he's going to.
I saw a stat, by the way, with Dylan Gabriel starting. It is 6 or 7. It's every quarterback from like 2012 to 2023 that started for Oklahoma is now a starter in the NFL.
Wow. Well, sure, because you got
Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield, Jalen Hurts, Dylan Gabriel was a starter there at one point.
Matthew Stafford.
No. Matthew Stafford didn't play. No, 2012.
Okay.
And Matthew Stafford was Georgia. I don't remember the other ones.
Who was the number one pick from Oklahoma? I can't remember.
Baker Mayfield.
Was that him?
And Kyler Murray.
Yeah, well, Kyler Murray's days are numbered.
Probably. You got a win stolen from him, which is the next thing I wanted to talk about. Not necessarily. One, let's hit this. If you are running for a touchdown, score the touchdown before you drop the ball. I'm tired of seeing this. This is ridiculous. Why do you have to flip the ball?
What did I tell you as soon as I saw that happen? These guys need to follow the Barry Sanders rule. You act like you've been there. You don't showboat. You go into the end zone. You set the ball down or you toss it to the ref and move on.
It cost them the game. It was 6 points. Instead, they stay at 21. Tennessee drives down the field. Cam Ward looked amazing in that drive. Drove him right down. Tennessee ends up winning the game. Here's where I have a problem. Jonathan Gannon was fined $100,000 for what he did on the sideline.
As he should have been.
If I if I am Amari DiMarcato, right? Because what happened is, in case you haven't seen it, is Jonathan Gannon literally punched him in the chest and then slapped his arm away from him as he's walking away, yelling at him about this. If any man does that to me, I punch him right in the jaw.
Look,
You do not treat any person, especially another adult, that way. Unacceptable.
it was. Look, this was a head coach losing his mind, losing control.
I get being upset.
He's got to have an assistant coach that reels him in. He cannot go at that player. What have I always said? You praise in public and you criticize in private. You don't go after him like that on the sidelines.
I get being upset. It was questionable if that was a fumble or not. And I still look at that play and I'm like, he did cross it when he had it in his fingertips. In my opinion, that should have stayed a touchdown and not been considered a fumble.
It was one of those that could have been ruled either way.
I don't think it should have been a fumble. I think he scored the touchdown because, again, he still had it, and then it doesn't matter. It was called a fumble. We're not talking about that. But Jonathan Gannon going after him, you don't punch somebody in the chest, and then you don't slap their arm away like that ever.
No.
You just don't.
And that showed a lot of immaturity on the coach's part. You've got to be better than that.
You do.
You're the adult.
And as a player, I want to sit here right now. As a player, at that moment, you have every right to deck that man straight across the face. Because you know what I'm not doing? I'm not going home and looking at my kids in the eye after a man punched me in the chest and I just let him do it.
I admire the way that the player handled it.
Yeah, he's a better person than
He's a
me.
better person. He realized he felt bad enough as it was.
Well, and that's the other thing, too. He feels this big already, and you're punching him in the chest?
He acted like a bully.
Bench him.
Yeah.
And move on.
He's not going to be on the team much longer, I'm sure, which is sad because I think the guy has talent.
He's going to be because they have no running backs.
None.
I mean, their top two guys are hurt.
I mean, at least he didn't do what Woody Hayes did, your Ohio State, where he decked another player.
That was on the opposing team. He didn't do it to his own player.
He decked a player. Again, that's what happens at Ohio State.
On the opposing team.
You're a head coach.
He was protecting his player.
Only an Ohio State fan would actually defend Woody Hayes in that situation. Anyways.
He was protecting his player. You do not, especially your own guy. I just don't understand why you have all the power here. I mean, it's just you don't treat another human being that way. I don't think $100,000 fine. I mean, that's a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. As an owner, how can you look at a coach and I mean, he lost his mind. It was a freak situation. You have to be better than that.
I think he owes him a public apology and go, look, I lost my mind. I should not have.
And he has.
That's all you can do. But if I'm the owner, I'm having a long conversation because I've got the real power.
Yeah.
And we're not doing that ever again.
We're not playing that game.
No.
You don't treat another human being like that. Again, if I'm DiMarcato, I'm punching him right in the face. But again, he felt so small in that moment already.
Yeah. And they made him look smaller.
Right.
And that's a coach can never do that. Look, and I'm going to do one of my old Packer stories. But Lombardi called out Starr and berated him for a mistake he made.
Yeah.
Starr went in there and said, you know what, you can chew me out all you want, but don't do it in front of the team because I have to have their respect. It's the same thing here.
Right.
The team has to respect him. Everybody knew he made a mistake. He knows it. He'll never do it again.
Right.
Move on with your day. You can't change that at that point.
If you don't want him there anymore and you want to make a point, you cut him. But you definitely don't do that.
No, you never do that.
But it is what it is. You let us know what you think in the comments below. And while you're down there, like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you get to enjoy this show as much as we enjoy making it. It is on to the NFL games. And I will let you read off my glorious winning week.
Okay, you were 3-2.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
What were you?
All right, so for the season,
What were you? What were you?
I don't have to answer.
1-4.
1-4.
1-4 this
It's a bad
week.
Bad week.
You had one of these last year, though, and I was excited. This is about where you were last year. No, you had gone a couple of weeks early on. with some pretty good weeks. I think.
Yeah, I'm 13-12. You're 10-15. You had a great week. So let's see what we're going to do this week.
It would have been better if I wouldn't have picked your stupid Rams.
You were the ones that followed. What did I tell you? Don't follow me.
Yeah, but if I didn't pick the Rams would have won.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I can't win with
don't
this.
Don't follow my picks. All right. Did you notice there weren't a lot of compelling games this week?
It's not a great week in the NFL.
All right. Starting off with the 3-2 Seahawks and the 4-1 Jags.
What did I tell you? I called this one. I like where Trevor Lawrence is at. The play against the Chiefs.
The play against the Chiefs never should have happened. That was a failure on the Chiefs. The guy's on the ground. He got so lucky.
For Trevor Lawrence, though, him saying he was looking to get up just to throw away the ball, and then for him to see an opening and to take it.
Yeah, good for him.
That's composure under pressure. Trevor Lawrence has arrived. Seattle's looking good. Sam Darnold is showing why the Vikings should have done whatever they could have done to keep him. But the Jaguars are rolling right now. They're my team this year. I mean, in the AFC, I think they're going to go a long way. Jaguars win.
Yeah, and I'm going with...
Do you like the throwbacks, by the way? I like those old jerseys.
I love the Seattle throwbacks.
No, not those. The Jaguars throwbacks. They're great.
Jaguars have never had great uniforms, but they're a lot better than that gold and black thing they wore for a while.
Very true.
I'm taking the Jags for the simple reason Seattle's got to travel cross country to a very hot Jacksonville, Florida. So I'm going with them. Next game up.
Duval.
Oh, you can stop that right now. By the way, before we go any farther, the quarterback I was thinking of was Sam Bradford earlier in the show.
Got it.
Got a $76 million.
That was way before.
Way before. That was the last big time rookie signing bonus. That was a straw that broke that camel's back.
It was.
Okay, moving back to this. 49ers at the Bucks.
49ers are 4-1. I don't know how. Mac Jones is definitely reviving his career under Kyle Shanahan.
Do you play Mac Jones or do you go back to Purdy?
You stick with a hot hand. But you at some point you have to play your $60 million quarterback. And you have to.
I never would have signed him to that. I've said it before.
Purdy was playing great before he got hurt.
He was Purdy. He played okay. His ceiling is about as high as Joe Boo.
I like Purdy. The Bucks are hot. What a win last week for them. I'm going with the Buccaneers.
Stop it.
You going Bucks too?
It's in Tampa.
I was going to say again, it is a West Coast team going to the East Coast.
And
it always favors East Coast.
It does. And you and I, how many games have we seen at Raymond James Stadium? It's hot.
It's pretty bad.
It's miserable.
As Baker Mayfield once said, I had to change my pants at halftime.
Exactly. We need to get J.P. Peterson because he's embarrassed. He was so right when he said the Bucks were going to do well, and you kept going with Atlanta.
I never said they weren't going to do well. I just said that the Falcons were going to win the division. Listen, we'll go back through my list at the end of the season. It's not looking good right now.
This is an important game.
Speaking of my list not looking good.
Lions and the Chiefs. The Chiefs have to win a game.
They do. It's in Kansas City, right?
I've been so impressed with Detroit is back.
Yeah. Well, they never left.
And by the way, Jared Goff is a Hall of Fame quarterback. I don't want to hear anybody say he's not right now.
I mean,
he is.
Kurt Warner's a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Stop. There's no qualifiers on it. I just said he's a Hall of Fame quarterback.
I think he's got to win a championship or at least go to a Super Bowl to be considered a Hall of Famer.
He did.
He didn't go to
LA.
Super Bowl. Oh, yeah. He's got to go to one with Detroit. Let me rephrase that. He has to take the Detroit Lions to a Super Bowl.
Who are you taking?
Detroit. The Lions are scaring me. They're really good.
I'm
really
taking
Detroit. I don't think the Chiefs are that good this year. I don't.
I think they're going to figure some things out because I still have faith in Andy
I don't
Reid.
think the Chiefs make the playoffs.
You've said that. And you and I were both in that 10-7, 8-9, 9-8 range. I'm also taking the Lions because I think the Lions are out to make a big statement, and they're going to slap the Chiefs in the mouth.
Yeah, I mean, if they lose and the Packers win, the Packers are in the first place. Or no, they'd still be in second place division. Never mind.
All right. Remember what I said? The Rams are going to come up. Rams at the Ravens. Talk about a team. What's wrong with the Ravens?
I don't know. I don't.
It's a lot. I don't know. I remember when we talked about the Packers not hearing LaFleur anymore. I'm wondering if they're not hearing John Harbaugh anymore. He's been there a long time. That message doesn't seem to be getting through this year.
I mean, really, they started to fall apart when Justin Tucker, that news came out. I mean, that was kind of where it started in their offseason. Derrick Henry has officially slowed down.
He's lost his step.
Hall of Fame back.
Mm-hmm.
Not holding on to the ball is something extremely bizarre for him. I don't know what's going on there. It's not like they don't have talented wide receivers, because they do. Lamar Jackson's lost a step, and I think that's really hurt the Ravens.
I think that's the biggest thing, because his legs were always that X factor.
Right.
He was a great pocket passer, but
He's become a good pocket passer, but it is definitely a secondary part of his game. He has not taken that Michael Vick leap yet.
No.
In his passing game.
So who are you taking?
The Ravens. I think they're going to find a way to win at home, and I'm done with the Rams. I'm just the same way I always pick the Packers. I am always now picking against the Rams.
I'm taking the Rams, but I would not be surprised if the Ravens won.
If the Rams win this damn game, I quit.
And the final game that we always do, you're taking the Packers against the Bengals.
I am.
Packers have not looked great the last 2 weeks.
They really haven't looked good the last 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
I mean, the second half of the Commanders game, it was rough.
It was.
They almost came back. If it wasn't for 2 missed field goals, it was a 1-point game.
If the Packers lose this game after coming off a bye, LaFleur should not be able to leave the building except with all of his stuff in a box.
I agree.
I'm taking the Packers, but they need to show up big time. And Jordan Love has to step
the
up.
Bengals are going to have a jolt with Joe Flacco being there. He is a leader on that team.
He is.
They're going to have a jolt. And I think, by the way, they need to go back to the ugliest jerseys of all time just for Joe Flacco. The 1980s orange pajama pants, black jerseys, terrible orange helmets.
You want to go back to where it just said Bengals on the helmet, too?
No. You got to do the Chris Collinsworth ones, the Super Bowl ones.
Yeah.
Those, you know, I realized the other day, talk about repressed memories here, I guess, but they always remind me of pajamas, and I never knew why. I'm like, orange stripes always are pajama pants to me.
Yeah.
And do you remember Leroy?
I've known him since high school. Remember the man.
I didn't mean it that way. I should have said, do you remember Leroy's pajama pants?
He had those.
He had orange, basically Bengals pajama pants. And it's just because of him, so thank you, Leroy. Because of you, I now always associate these orange striped pants as pajama pants. So I look at the Bengals from the Super Bowl, I'm like, those are pajama pants. But they need to go back to those for a game, and they will win in those uniforms.
Don't ever wear those in Lambeau Field.
Black jerseys, the orange striped pants, the dark, because those were burnt orange.
They were.
Back to the burnt orange helmets. Rock them for a game.
I still, and I know I'm in the minority, because the Bengals, when they just said Bengals across it, were the weakest helmets of all time, but I like them because I like Ken Anderson, who should be in the Hall of Fame.
Ken Anderson was there when they had the stripes.
Yeah, they had just changed during that time, but I remember Anderson, when it just was the Bengals. And
I only know him from the Super Bowl run. That's the only highlights I've ever seen. But they need to go back to those. Burnt orange. Dark orange helmets. Dark orange pants. They're going to be wearing white jerseys.
Seattle needs to go back to the Jim Zorn, Steve Largent jerseys they wore last week. Those are the best.
Everybody's wearing throwbacks this week for the most part. That was cool to see. I really like the old Jaguars black jerseys. I thought that was cool to see that again. The logo that they really can't wear anymore because of the car company.
The car company was not happy.
The old Seattle ones were great. The Kelly Green Eagles, they could easily go back to that. But I do like their new uniforms still.
They're okay, but I still love the Kelly Green. Look, I love the old school. That's why I think the logo should go back on the Washington football helmet and put that Redskin back on there, because then...
Yeah, they're wearing the throwbacks with the W. I'd like to see the old logo back on it, but I think we're still a little bit from that. You know, one jersey that has always been ugly and always will be ugly?
The Bears?
No, the Bears are classic. I
Okay.
mean, they have a toilet seat for a logo, but other than that, Bears are classic jerseys.
Vikings?
The Minnesota Vikings. You and I have had a great show, but as you all know, you cannot have a conversation with your father without your dad getting the last word. So it is all you.
I'm just going to say this because we just talked about it 2 seconds ago. Washington, grow a pair, go back and get the logo of the Indian chief designed by a Blackfeet chief and put it back on your helmets. You don't have to go back to the Redskins name, although you should. Get rid of the Commanders, go back to that logo, become the Hogs again, and you'll win again.
Can't let it go.
Nope.
Can't let it go.
Won't let it go.
Thank you, as always, so much for watching. This has been Sports Talk with Dad. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.